We got another pro life basketball updates. Shout out to Lion Den community. Shout out to A Weapons, represent Mill Life Music. Shout out to Big Ticket. Want to give a shout out to that LBC Brandon Sport TV. Shout out to Kareem the Report. Then we want to give shout outs to Two Wall for TV. Now I want to get into the video. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, share this video. LeBron and Luke duel is overrated. Lakers get dismantled by the Golden State Warriors. In another epic game that Lakers played at home, I feel they was a good home team, but Golden State with Jimmy Butler and Curry, that was 18-2 coming in, yesterday game. So Stephen A. Smith mocked Shannon Sharp on the Lakers losing to the Golden State Warriors. So got my bro on the other end. Bro, what you feel about this take of the Lakers now that we seeing when it comes to the Western Conference standings, teams is making a run?
Well, it shows that with the last night. See, they haven't really been battle tested this year. If you look at the early games, they've been beat by the Bulls. They've been beat by teams. The only team that really battle tested them was the Celtics. They got beat by the Bulls. Okay, they got beat by Orlando. Teams like that. And the Warriors really show what the Lakers are really made of and how overrated Luka and LeBron is. The defense that the Warriors displayed last night, it was Lakers' problem. They don't work. They get overworked. Missed shots. Luka struggled. Austin Reeves struggled early in the first half. LeBron struggled. The whole team struggled against the Warriors' defense. And let's stop putting this on. Let's put this on blast because y'all like to put other teams on blast when they lose against the Lakers.
Well, I want to say Austin Reeves and LeBron combined for 63 points yesterday's game. Luka, he did struggle on the offensive end. Definitely struggled. Lakers didn't play with no kind of continuity in that win they had with Houston. The 4 and 5, you know what I mean? Definitely, man. Lakers, they definitely don't want to probably match up the Golden State Warriors in the first round matchup. So you definitely right, man. Lakers going to have to find some kind of continuity in the stretch, man. So, what's your take on LeBron being allegedly involved in P. Diddy enterprise?
They said he was a witness to what I want to say. He was a witness to somebody being sexually assaulted. They say he was at Diddy's house in a bathrobe or in a towel with a bear kit. My question is, what are you doing there in the first place? And if you're a part of a crime, if you're there to be there and the crime is happening, you're a part of it. It don't look good on his name. It don't look good because they're going to have to question him. He's going to have to testify. I believe he has to testify. And he's being brought up with more than one person in that room. It's Jay-Z and Beyonce and him and some other people. kid name. I don't even know the names
I
of them.
believe 50 Cent.
But it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird being brought up at this time. I mean, I believe it's perfect time, but also at this time, I wonder why the media hasn't really emphasized this. I mean, it's TMZ has, but why have other media outlets has talked about this?
Yeah,
What are
ESPN
you gonna
definitely.
hide?
Yeah, ESPN ain't definitely talking about it. Yeah, Big Ticket was saying earlier about in this video that why people like Kyrie Irving being mentioned, talked about, spoken of. I'm quite sure if this was Allen Iverson, they would drag Allen Iverson name in the mud, and you
I
talking
mean,
about he's in.
Kyrie to me does something innocent. He puts something out because your Fifth Amendment right is what your Fifth Amendment right is to preach about. It's your freedom of speech. He put something out on the internet, people reacted in a negative way.
No, but what I'm saying, Big Ticket is saying
But nobody
people.
puts this out there. He's been witness to somebody that's been sexually assaulted.
But Ticket put out is people are you get the internet is ignoring this when it's calling on LeBron James and being alleged that he's a witness of seeing a man brutally like insulted. Now I can remember Tony Buzzy was saying that yeah, we have so many amount of witnesses. And if you there, if you see actually a crime being committed and taking place, and if you have some kind of involvement, hey, you just as guilty.
And it don't look right being that it's with P. Diddy, the diddler. He's already being brought up for more than multiple accounts on his behalf. And being that he's connected with the man, it's connecting him with him, it doesn't look good for him. Now, we know, as you know, because you've been in the system, we know it's a time frame. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a time frame to this. And it doesn't look good being that his name is being brought up. Because LeBron James is the biggest celebrity in basketball right now.
Especially being the face of basketball, when you're the face of the NBA. A lot of times, like we can remember Kobe's situation, his Colorado issue. People brought that up, you know what I mean, and they just roll with it. And now we looking at this. A lot of people is not bringing this up into the media. You know what I mean? The media is not talking about this. The media is ignoring this. So, I do want to give a big shout out to Ticket who brought this up. I think, many people need to bring this kind of stuff up. You know what I mean? Because it's not being, televised on ESPN. And ain't no kind of sportcast talking about this. So yeah, we definitely we definitely have to bring this out.
Yes, big shout out to Big Ticket for releasing this information and giving us the run. And keeping us updated, because and keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? Keeping it real. Being truthful to your true perspective, you know what I'm saying? This allegations is far meets the eye. There's some more to it. Remember, people, they're not going to sit in the boarding unless they got stuff on you. They've been investigating this for a while, so they're not going to say your name and bring up your name if they don't have nothing on. like they are, it shows that you've been somewhat involved.
Now we can remember
So,
we can remember. I remember Ticket about a video back way back that when the police were trying to were literally trying to make contact with LeBron James. You know what I mean? What he know of the Diddy freak offs. I believe that Ticket actually had brought up a video and talked about that. And now we starting seeing this is being more out and it's getting more out into the public. And really, like Ticket said, ain't nobody talking about it. A lot of people ignoring this right now, you know.
yeah. And I think it's something that other outlets need to talk about. We know some outlets is getting paid from what's it, Clutch Sports Media. We know there's an objective in that. But come on, guys. You guys are journalists. You guys are here to relay truths and rediscover truths or whatever. Come on. I mean, you got Big Ticket talking about this, TMZ talking about this, and TMZ is talking about this. TMZ is a big channel.
Right.
They've been out for years.
And we
so
can.
So what the TMZ for me is big. It's all out on media. So why haven't y'all even said one word about it? But that's one day.
And it's like you remember Charles Sonnet. Charles Sonnet brought LeBron EPO, his PED. He like, yeah, we actually got the same doctor. You know, so
all this stuff needs to be questioned, man. It's media is supposed to be in the open. It's supposed to be nothing you're supposed to be able to hide, especially if you're doing things right. If you're doing things right, yeah, I mean, it should be nothing to hide, right? I mean, he's been accused of it and has spoken nothing about it. He hasn't came and defended himself or none of that. So that makes it more suspicious, more of a suspect. So it's time to put people on wax now, man. Tracy McGrady said something similar of it, but he said it he's hoping he's not doing it. And that's if he even has a question of that, then it has to be questioned and it has to be asked and it has to be investigated. Because if he is taking PEDs, which makes him look like a superhuman to other players, he is cheating the game in a very big way. And it takes away all the acolytes that the past legends has created. And remember, he surpassed a lot of those accolades, again, that maybe because he's taking PEDs, if he's lasting 22 years in the season to beat somebody's record, to say that, to put his name on it, then yeah, we have to look at stuff like this.
Yes, especially playing 2 decades. You know, play 2 decades.
He played 2 decades, and one player out of all these players that played, only one player did it. One player.
You mean only one player was able to do it?
Question that?
So you mean to say only one player was able to do it, to play this longevity and to sustain it and to play at a high level?
I mean, is he an alien? Is he a superhero? Or is he taking a substance? Ask yourself that question. And quit letting it not be asked. Quit escaping and going through other doors and try to hide away from the main question. Is LeBron James doing PEDs? Because to me, I'm 41 years old. And believe me, I can't move like I used to move.
Man,
I played basketball. Not to the standard of NBA standards, but I played basketball for over 20-something years. And I feel everything of it. I'm a martial arts instructor. I got pinched shoulders impingements. rotator cuffs. My bottom of my feet, I gotta skip walking there when I get up every day. I can't even get on it's hurting my feet. And the only way I see for me to maintain and do what LeBron's doing is to take a controlled substance. Or take an enhancement. And he's 40 years old? And nobody's questioning this? They tested Curry in them for the Olympics, after the Olympics game. But you know what? LeBron James is on that team too. They didn't test him. I mean, Curry never been questioned if they did PEDs or they did enhancements. But LeBron James has. So why did he get tested? Why?
Definitely raised a lot of suspicion. You know, he's being a witness on the P Diddy enterprise. I mean, it's man, this thing is going left field. So yeah, you guys make sure you guys share this video and subscribe to the channel. You know, we have to bring all this out.
Hey, not to go off the subject. Didn't say 5 and what did he say? What say about them Lakers?
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
I want to hear what Stephen A. has to say about that.
Lakers in 5. You know, we got LeBron and Luke Duer is overhyped it. Stephen A. mocked Shannon Sharpe after the Warriors beat the Lakers. Now, I want to roll this clip here.
Get some NFL stuff to talk about, some NBA games to get into. No doubt about that. Got to talk about John Moran as well. There's a lot coming up. And I got the crew in the house. My man Dan Ola's going to be here. Lindy's going to be around. Coach Greenberg is going to be around. And Molly is off because there's another host in the house. Say it ain't so, Joe. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Birthdays in the house. Ready? I'm ready. With so much at stake in the standings, big time matchup, they bring out the best in your best players. LeBron trying to build them offensively. Here's a front to come up with another gigantic road win. All right, let's go to work, everybody. Steph Curry scored 37 points as the Golden State Warriors defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 123-116 on Thursday night for their 4th win in a row in a potential first-round playoff preview. LeBron James had 33 points and 9 assists to lead the Lakers, while Luka Doncic had 19 points, missing all 6 of his 3-point attempts. Here's Steph Curry on the big win.
Step 1 is get a playoff series. Step 2 is to try to win 4 games and then figure it out from there. So where we were 2 months ago, 11th seed, and really struggling to find an identity, that's where that kind of comment comes out. Because, you know, the way that we're playing right now is reflective of what Jimmy's brought to us. But to the question of, you know, BP, Moses, JK, you know, Looney, Yee, Buddy, everybody, QP who's in the rotation and really helping us. All those guys are understanding what winning basketball is and how it doesn't matter what it looks like, just compete.
All right, Dubs now sit 1 game behind the Lakers for the number 4 seed in the West and 1.5 games behind the Nuggets for the 3rd seed. Lakers have the 3rd hardest remaining schedule of any team in the NBA, according to ESPN Analytics. Steph Curry and the Warriors face the Nuggets tonight. Let's say hello to Brian Windhorst and the real version of Stephen A. Smith, not the AI version of Stephen A. Smith.
How about
that was
that? A whole
having
bunch
fun
of
yesterday.
How about
Can you believe the world we're living in?
I cannot.
But we're gonna lock in here.
We'll do it.
Steph, LeBron. Better for the NBA is who makes a deep playoff run?
Damn, this is a hard one. This is a really, really, really hard question. I'm going to tell you LeBron James. I'm going to tell you LeBron James. I mean, I'm talking about better. You know, he is 40. He is in his 22nd season. Even though his game doesn't provide that indication, you never know when Father Time hits you. It doesn't creep on you. It comes, I mean, it just shows up, bam, and hits you. LeBron James, obviously, I think this is the answer to that question. We look at Steph Curry, even though he's 37 himself, and time runs out. There's nothing in his game that tells you that either. But I just think with LeBron James, because he's older and because we're looking at a Laker team, we're thinking about Luka Doncic being the future, Brian. Obviously, he hasn't had a great season by any stretch of the imagination, but primarily because he's missed so many games. I think there will be a better version of Luka Doncic in the future, more so than it is this year. But we can't take for granted the years that LeBron James has left on his resume. And so because of that, that's why I think the answer, I mean, it is a hard question because I think we need them both. But if you want to sit up there and say whose deep playoff run would be better for the NBA, if LeBron made a deep playoff run at this stage in his career, considering the fact it's also in Tinseltown as well, I think those elements come into play, and that's why he would be the answer to this question.
Wendy.
Joe, as Stephen A. would say, let me be very, very clear. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are winning the West. I believe they are the best team. But before we discuss that, I want to get that very clear. All right. Who would it be more amazing to get their 5th championship? Steph or LeBron? Considering what that would mean and what that would mean for fans and what it would mean for the league, I think it's probably LeBron. When it comes to what's best for the league. Having said that, as I have continued to watch, I think Steph's got the better chance. And I know it's easy to say that the morning after we see them go into LA and win. Stephen A., we cannot ignore that this Warriors team is 19-2 now with Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry playing together.
After the guarantee from Draymond. After the guarantee from Draymond.
I got to tell you, I mean, like, look, the problem with Draymond is he says a lot of stuff, and some of it is just ridiculous. But I have to respect that he told Malika Andrews in an interview that ran yesterday on NBA Today, he said he reminded him of this moment in 2022 when all of a sudden he just looked around and said, this team can win. This team can win the whole thing, and he canceled his June plans. He'd already made plans in June of 22, and he canceled them. This team, as Steph said, was in 11th place. And here's something else I just want to point out. We forget it because we're seeing the Warriors every night. The Warriors were trying to trade for Kevin Durant. They had all their eggs in the Kevin Durant basket. They were trying all kinds of elaborate moves. They were going to spring it on him, and then when that happened, Durant was like, hold up. Then they pivoted to Jimmy Butler. And the truth is, they just had a better package to offer than the Suns, because the Suns were trying to get Butler for 2 months. But it wasn't like they didn't want Jimmy Butler, but Butler was plan B. So while we can praise Golden State for how this has worked out, just keep in mind, not even they could have foreseen exactly how this fell. But they're 19-2 with those guys playing together. With this starting lineup, and if you look at what Steve Kerr's had to do this year, if you go back and look at October and how he was playing, and the way they were playing in January, the journey that he has been on as a coach to find this starting lineup has been as challenging as anything he's ever seen in his coaching career. But the lineup that they have now in April, which is their big three, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry, with those 2 young wings, Brandon Pajemski and Moses Moody, Stephen A., they're 13-0. They're 13-0, and they went into the Lakers last night where they took a haymaker from LeBron, who had his best offensive game since that injury. They took a haymaker from Austin Reeves, who had a 20-point fourth quarter. They took a haymaker from Rui Hachimura, who is such a difference maker when he gets things going for the Lakers, and they survived it because this team has got something cooking. So I can look at you and say, I think the world over, where all the Laker fans are, to have Luka fall into their lap and to set this up, this would be better for the league.
Well,
but I can't tell you that I think that's the way it's going to go.
Neither am I. I agree with you. I echo those sentiments, no doubt about that. But let's call it like it is.
There's a few weeks ago, we were talking this way about the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you know why, Wendy? It was because they were one of, if not the elite defense in the game over an 8-week stretch. We looked at the Los Angeles Lakers. We said, oh, damn, we didn't do, Luka's going to be who he can be offensively. LeBron is defined Father Time doing what he's doing. We've seen Austin Reeves elevate. We've seen contributions defensively from the Vanderbilts of the world, the Dorian Finney-Smiths of the world, et cetera, et cetera. And we looked at the Lakers defense and we said, damn, especially when they went into Denver and beat Denver and really beat them convincingly, we gave them props. But ever since then, if you look at the Lakers, right, particularly since LeBron James has returned to the lineup, they're over 7 games, they're 3-4 record. Their defensive rating, 27. Fast break defense, 28. Field goal percentage defense, 26. 3-point percentage defense, 27. We've looked at the Los Angeles Lakers defense and we said, where the hell have these guys gone? And that's what the real problem is here. Certainly Luka needs to play better. We understand that. But who believes that Luka is going to fold come playoff time? We know better because we've seen better from him, and we know he has the capability to get to that place. The problem with them is that defensively, they don't seem to be nearly as good as they need to be. And we certainly can't say that about Golden State. And that's why what Wendy says is very profound.
I think we went overboard with the Lakers when we first.
I think a lot of these people went overboard with the Lakers. See, one thing is you got to play 48 minutes basketball. And that defense, you got to put together some kind of continuity to win games. It's just like that. And we're going to get ready to close this thing out. You got anything to say, bro?
No, big shout out to Big Ticket. Big shout out to Kelly for making this video. And again, like I said, when I leave out, don't cheat the game, man. Be real to the game. And be real to you.
We out.